Hello, my name is George Clemens, and this video is regarding my final project in ADTA 5240.
This video was recorded using Adobe Captivate, which has a 30-day full-featured trial.
Submission requirement 1 is to develop a strategy to deploy big data technology in a firm. When considering a big data project, some companies make the mistake of labeling it as only an IT project and not a strategic business initiative. A big data project has a large potential value for an organization, but the implementation of the project can require the transformation of an organization to realize the benefits of the project. A big data project utilizes a data analytics lifecycle, discovery, data preparation, model planning, model building, communicating results, and operationalizing the results. However, prior to starting the project, it is important to have a plan for what a business would like to accomplish with the project. An understanding of an organization's business plan is key to identifying the direction of the project. It is not uncommon for an analysis of the data to reveal additional business opportunities, weaknesses, and issues. The business should have a plan in place for how to deal with these opportunities, weaknesses, and issues. Unless of significant value or import, opportunities may be shelved until the completion of the project. Some weaknesses may be of a magnitude of which cannot be ignored and must be dealt with immediately. Others may be identified and dealt with later. Most issues, such as business process bottlenecks, may be shelved to be worked on later. It is also critical for all of the stakeholders to be involved and to fully support the project. Without the involvement and full support of all stakeholders, the likelihood of success of the project decreases. The stakeholders in a project could be an intelligence analyst, a business analyst, a data engineer, a database administrator, a project manager, a project sponsor on an executive level, and a data scientist. It is also important for executive level management on all levels to be stakeholders in a big data project. While the project is in the data discovery phase, all areas of the project should be constantly analyzed by the stakeholders. Information regarding similar big data projects should be compared to the current project. Domain information is an important consideration when making decisions in this phase. After an initial evaluation is complete, stakeholders should build a hypothesis for resolving the critical issues if necessary. After the discovery phase is complete, data aggregation should be performed on the various data sets. The data should be cleaned and processed at this stage. Domain knowledge and stakeholder involvement is very important at this stage, as the creation of an accurate data set is paramount to the success of the project. The data science team and the stakeholders should plan and build the model utilizing domain knowledge where required. The business problems and opportunities should be clearly defined at this stage, and all departments and stakeholders should fully support the model. Data silos should be discovered and breached by this point. Data science techniques should be used to build the desired model. A sandbox should be created for the testing of the model. Communicating results and the method for doing so is a vital function that should also have the full support of all of the stakeholders. A culture change should be attempted. The benefits of data science should be emphasized and infused into the thinking of all members of the organization. The lessons of the project should be summarized, and metrics should be created to measure the success of the big data project. The results of the sandbox and the plan should be thoroughly examined by a quality control team created specifically for the big data project. After thorough testing, the project should be operationalized into the production department. The success of the operationalization is critical, as the likelihood of success of the project drops significantly if the initial deployment of the project fails. Accordingly, considerable resources should be assigned to the initial operationalization. Submission Requirement 2.1. OpenRefine was used to clean the dataset. OpenRefine was downloaded and installed for a previous assignment, and it was opened, and a browser window was opened with the following URL: http://127.0.0.1:3333. This points to an internal web browser. Server. The dataset sales _record_1ADTA5240.CSV was opened by clicking on the Choose Files button, then selecting the file, then selecting the Next button. A project was created by placing the name Sales Records in the project name field and clicking on the button Create Project. The number 50 was selected to display 50 records on the page. And here is the project I've been working on. The replacement of the comma in the product name field was performed using the following steps. I clicked on the drop-down arrow on the product name attribute and selected Edit Sales and then Replace. The comma was entered into the Find field, and the hyphen was entered into the Replace field. The OK button was then selected. This resulted in all commas in the product name field being replaced with a hyphen. The file was saved by selecting the Export button, then the comma-separated value option. The file was then renamed to sales_records_2_1.csv. The software tool used to pre-process the dataset is called OpenRefine. The company that did the initial development of OpenRefine was purchased by Google. This company was called MetaWeb. The original product name was Freebase GridWorks. Google changed the name of the product to OpenRefine and then made the product open source. OpenRefine is browser-based, but the data is stored locally on a machine. It uses web services. It runs on Macs, Windows, and Linux machines. It requires Java. The data is presented in tabular form, and it supports CSV, Excel, XML, JSON, Google Documents, and RDF files. To provide independent verification that the file was properly pre-processed, I opened it in Excel. If the comma still existed in the file, an additional column would have been visible next to the product name column. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.